So first trade of the day for me was on FSRD. Nice top gainer. I noticed that we had broken over this 16 level right here, which was our pre-market resistance in this area. You can notice it right over here. All this resistance over here. Got long on the first pullback into 16, so kind of formed a 1 minute flag over here as well. I got long at 16 exactly, 1601. So I got long right in here. Risk was obviously off 16, which was this pre-market resistance area over here. And we kind of consolidated, had a few pops into 18. I scaled some off on this pop into 18 right over here just because we were kind of matching up with high day. You can see it right over here. So I took my first piece off into 18 over here. Thought, all right, we're, kind of triple topping over here. Always talk about taking some off at the first, high day just because, you don't want to get rejected and end up knifing down. You always want to lock some in. So it was long 16, got my first piece off 18. We then have this push into 20. That's where I took my next piece of profit right into here. Then we have another push into 21 area. Take my next piece off over here. We get a push into 23s. Didn't take any off here. Started consolidating. This is when I flipped to a bigger time frame, obviously, because we were moving on into the day. I was looking for like a 5-minute flag setup into the high of pre-market, area pivot. We did not get that at all. And we kind of traded sideways here. That's when I noticed we made this low over here. Drew another trend line, and later on we came down here to form this low over here. That's when I had extended my trend line, and ultimately we had a pop into 24. Still didn't take any off. Reason I didn't take any off here is because I was looking for the move into 28. So you can see, we had a high at 24. I was looking to take my next piece off into 26s and then see if we get that extension into the 28 area, which would have been these pivots over here, 27, 28. This should have been dragged down a little lower right over there, 27.5, 28 almost. So I was looking to take my next piece off on the bigger extension. We had the nice momentum in the morning, just something that didn't really continue. Fast forward later in the day, we start consolidating. And then where did I take my last piece off? Took my last piece off on this trend line break right over here at 21 cents. So didn't let it go right on me. However, should have taken some more off through the extension here, but I feel like I was taking my profit so quickly, and I wasn't really letting it ride. So I was like, hey, just chill out. We're holding a nice trend here. And as soon as this trend gave out, that's when I took the last piece off, and I was like, all right, cool. Later in the day, right before the close actually, got long on this 10-minute flag setup. Where was it? Right over here on this candle at 21 cents. Had a nice pop into 22s, took one piece off at 22, and as soon as I did that, this thing literally knifed, and I took my last piece off at 21 for a break even. So this last trade kind of barely even green, and we flushed down, so I had to cut that last piece. Risk was off VWAP, and you could see this 10-minute candle broke below VWAP, so I was like, all right, just get out of it and move on. Second trade of the day was on FRGT. This one had a nice 5-minute flex setup. I was in Starbucks while I was playing this, and I actually got out of this one break even. So we had our 10-minute flag setup, nice push up. Looking at it now, this volume was higher than the buying pressure, so that should have been an alarm to me. But we kind of had that nice VPA into yesterday's lows of after hours. You can see the pivot right over here. So it was holding nicely. Got long on this pullback into 39. Had 39.5 average. Had a pop into 40, 41. Didn't take any off. I was looking for the break and to scale some off into this pivot, which would have been 41, almost 42. We didn't get it there. And I remember switching over to like the 5-minute time frame. I believe it was a 3 at the time. And when I noticed that we were just trading sideways, I had cut it for break even right here on this candle. So 39.5, cut it for break even, no gain, no loss. Reason I cut it was, like I said, volume was low, and one of the rules that I wrote in my journaling a few weeks ago was look at the volume, and when the volume gets low, just get out of it. You don't want to be stuck in the position where there's no volume, because it's just going to be a headache, and nothing's going to happen. So I'd rather cut it for break even than sit there and hope that it's going to reverse higher. And you could see later in the day we ended up flushing all the way to 36s, so pretty glad I caught when I did and didn't sit there and, you know, hope for the volume to come in. Those are my only two small caps on the day. I did go short on Meta with some shares. That was right here at the open. I noticed we had this 1 minute downtrend right off the open. Was looking for the 113 area. We did end up getting down there. I did not hold until there because I was kind of not really nervous, but I was a little nervous just because it was my first time, you know, shorting with actual shares. So this was the downtrend line that I had drawn in the morning. I'll make it bigger there so you can see. I also changed the color to yellow. Oh, that's not a good color. Okay, so I'll go to the little call out I did in the morning for it in the Goblin Gang. I think I was short like 114 something, if I'm not mistaken. Come on, where is it? Right over here. So I got short 114.16. Where was that? Pull back up right on this break, I believe. Yeah, I got short into this break right here. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. So I got short on this break of this lower support line right here. You guys can see it. You know, really good support, opening range. Got short on the breakthrough. Had a move right there into 113s, and I remember cutting it at... When did I cut exactly? Where you at? Meta, short. I cut it at 113.92. So right on the 114 break, we flush into this candle. This candle closed, and you know, I kind of caught it right here at the bottom tick of this candle. Cut it right into there, so it was a nice little gain. This was my first short ever with shares, so you know, I was pretty happy, and I was kind of trigger happy. I wanted to, you know, get in and get out. Looking at it now, you know, I should have sat in it for a little longer, see if we hit my target down here. And reason that was my target, just to note for everyone, if you look left, you could see that this area was like a previous demand area. You know, a lot of people start buying it up down here. You could see we came here, got rejected, people sold. Then when we reclaimed over it, you could see people started buying it up over here, also over here. So this was my, you know, area to start getting long. Ultimately, you know, we did break through it, and that could have presented another short opportunity. But at this time, I had shifted my, you know, focus over to SPY, and that's when we played SPY. So I was actually short SPY shares. Also had some puts on the reject. Almost got faked out of these 395s right here, but I like stuck with it, and that was early in the morning. This is our start of day. We had our trend line drawn. Let me draw that out for you guys. So I had something going like this. What time was this? This was 10:16 a.m. So where's that 10:16 trend reject? Yeah, right over here. So I believe I got long, and let me go to my orders on Webull. 395s. Got long 10:07 a.m. So got long on this, you know, VWAP reject over here. We ended up coming down. I remember I was in profits. I was trying to get out over here, didn't get filled. And then when we started coming up, I was like, wasn't really panicking, but I was like, hey, you know, this thing didn't fill me. My Webull's lagging. Let's see if we get stopped, or let's see if we get the trend reject. If we do, then, you know, I'll be able to cover on the pull down. Come up to trend on the 1. You can see 1 point, 2 point. Here's our third point. And we just get smacked down. So I ended up covering these options at 10:16 for, what was the sell order? So I can see what I got filled at. Covered them at 108 from 96 cents. So a nice little gain on those trends on that SPY put. Then also had the 391s at the 10:16 reject right here. And actually what happened was, now I remember, I was trying to sell out of these, and I was trying to stop out of them, and I actually had these loaded in my active trader, and when I pressed sell, I actually pressed buy, and that's when I got into these. So this was kind of like good luck, I guess. These, I wasn't expecting to buy these, but they ended up working out. Got into those 391s at 11 cents. and I had sold out of them near 17 cents for 21% gain. So that was, pretty cool. Nice trend reject, really simple. Fast forward later in the day, I didn't really play any of this chop. I felt like there was really no direction. And then later in the day, I had went short. Where is it? Oh, right here. 11:35 a.m. That was right over here. Yeah, in this area. You can see we had our push up into our upper VWAP band. Also at the time, I believe I had another trend line drawn, which went something like this. And I remember when we came up to, all this rejection over here, we get to break through, we start coming down and stuff, and then that's when I got short the SPY shares 396.42. And same thing, I was just scalping these, shares for like 10-15 cents. And I covered on this flush at where is it? SPY, and then I covered at 396.27. So right here on this pull into 396.20s, I covered them at 396.27. Should have held a little longer, see if we get that 396 tap. We did, but like I said, I was just trying to scalp them for 10-15 cents. That was my goal with the shares. Later on in the day, we start, coming down here, and I was expecting SPY to, give out. I was short in this area, and I'll go down to them. So there was a nice head and shoulders on SPY. Got short on the head and shoulders. Contracts ended up flipping against me here. You could see took a 42% loss on them. We were in profits nicely. I believe it was like 30%. Then I was like, I scaled one out, I remember, and then that's when I was like looking for the sharp knife on SPY, and that's when I was like, all right, SPY is gonna come down knife hard here, and we ended up reversing. You can see continuing higher into VWAP, and I stopped out for a 42% loss. Not really worried about it. And then right here at VWAP, went short again and recouped a nice 14% win on them at the VWAP right here when we got rejected. So got short over here, took a little bit of profit into here, ended up reversing on me. Stop loss was over 396. You can see I put that in the chat over here. Stopped out 396. You can see SPY was at 396.10 at the time, and then at 395.45, so I got short up here at the VWAP, and then into 395.45 area, which would have been down here. That's where I was covering these puts. So pretty nice shorting today. Ended up going right on my TD from this. I was a little oversized on them. Wasn't expecting them to move that violently. And I believe those are all my trades, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I had one SPY call. Where was it? Let's see if I can make this bigger to see it. I had 401 calls at 14 cents, and that was when I got long on SPY. I'd rather go to the picture because it'd be way easier than me trying to find it in here. So we had this trend line that formed on the 1 minute, and we reclaimed it. We broke below it, reclaimed it here, and then when we held here, that's when I got long on SPY, looking for 397. You could see, one trend hold, two trend hold, broke below it, reclaimed it here, so this would be our third hold. Looking for 397, then looking for our move into 398 for the gap fill. And that's when I wrote right here, long SPY, stop loss below 395.77. Looking for 397, then gap fill. And our first target was hit into 397s, and let me go and find that over here. I believe that was right into here. Where is it? Yeah, right into here. I believe at this time, that's when I had the upper trend line. I started noticing that we were finding rejection at the opening price, which is something my friend actually mentioned to me. And when I noticed that, I was like, yeah, this guy's right. He's very right about that opening price reject. And that's when I had covered the 401 calls. Got in them at 14, covered them at 18. It was a really quick trade, so I wasn't able to get the screenshot of the gain. But you know, glad I covered. You could see our opening bell price was right over here. I'll make this line bigger. You know, opening bell price area, we got rejected right off of it. Also then completed my second trend point for this trend line, and that's when I got out of that for our 397 target. Was looking for more. I thought, you know, we could, where is it? I thought we could, you know, come up and fill this gap right over here. I'll make this a different color so you can see it. Thought we could, you know, come up and fill this gap back up to 398. Ultimately, it didn't happen. We got stuffed, and that's when we actually came down lower. But you know, got out for a little win on that, and then the SPY puts at the end of the day to take me red. So with those puts at the end of the day, I kind of jumped my entry. I was honestly anticipating a move into VWAP. I was on live with my buddy, and I was anticipating a move into VWAP, and I said I was going to get short there. But instead, you know, I got short down here, and you know, it costed me some money. So I feel like if I waited and got the entry I wanted, which would have been at VWAP, it would have been a much better trade. But you know, 5 days in options, I went like green every day, and today's my first red day with the options, so not really worried about that. Played some small caps, made some decent money on that. So you know, it is what it is. We come back tomorrow, and we come back stronger. With that being said, you know, those are pretty much all my trades. If you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and shoot away.
First, I just want to say, hell yeah to that mindset.
Yeah.
Definitely. Come back stronger. Come back, learn from it. Just like what I've been going through.
Hell yeah, man. It was bound to happen. You know, you can't be green every day.
Exactly. But hell yeah, love the mindset.
Hell yeah, man. Part of doing business.
Yeah, exactly. Also, really good ads on that FSRD, the pullback.
Oh yeah, FSRD.
Yeah, really FSRD. Good ads there. Really good average.
Yeah, I remember. I remember over here. You know, we were all me and my buddies were in a group chat, and we were waiting for a flag here. And then I was like, you know what? We kind of have a flag here, not really the greatest, because you know we have the shitty VPA right here. But then I'm like, okay, you know, how low risk is this? I'd be literally risking not even a pen. I'd probably get out of it break even if we cracked. And so you know, I'm glad I jumped on the entry here, and I think I played it pretty well. The only part where I kind of went wrong on this, in my opinion, is you know not taking any more off here. But overall, oh, that was yesterday. I think overall it was like a 30% gain on those ads, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure I have a screenshot in my phone. Yeah, it was a 32% gain on the ads from my 16 average. So like it was a great trade all around. It was beautiful.
And don't forget too, if you need to like break through anywhere, you can come to the Underdogs channel. Trader Vic will have break on through, playing nonstop.
Yeah.
Anybody's gonna train.
Definitely. Sign me up. We'll be there tomorrow.
I can't say it works every time, but it's definitely fun.
Hell yeah. I see you guys in there every day, man. I always tell myself, man, go in there, but like, I don't know, I can't like, I don't know if you guys feel this way too, but like, I don't know, I just do good when I'm like in my own headspace. Like when I have other people like telling me, oh, I think this is gonna happen, then I think this is gonna happen, I feel like it kind of messes with my mental, and that's kind of why I stay away from majority of lives.
No, I'm right there with you. I haven't been going in there in the mornings. I've left Trader Vic, and
yeah, I hate that. He's funny. I hate this guy.
Yeah, I literally said, yeah, sorry, dude. Because yeah, I'm the same way. Like I need to be with my thoughts. I need to be locked in 100%. And it's helped a lot. Sorry, Trader, but it really has helped a lot for me to just be there alone with my thoughts and like really just looking at all the charts and then being able to play whatever I think, because it's really easy once someone else says something for that to like penetrate into whatever thought process.
Exactly.
So
winning together and losing together.
But yeah, so I normally just like I'll trade in the morning, especially when it's super volatile, and then if I'm in a trade, normally then I'll jump in and be like, tell me to hold.
Yeah,
But,
that definitely. Yeah, that's honestly the main reason why I'm not really very active in the voice chat. But yeah, once the market slows, I need to start coming in there because I'm sure you guys are passing around some great ideas.
yeah, once it slows down, that's kind of where I'll go in there for sure, and then we will definitely pass ideas around and find opportunities. But
Hell yeah.
For sure.
Well, anyone have any questions about the trades I took? Anything at all?
What time in the morning do you guys normally go into the voice chat room? Or what time of the day?
Right at open.
Right at open. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Just to know. Great.
yeah, I'm there later, cause I'll at open I'll be trading. So normally like once it cools down a little bit, then I'll jump in, or sometimes I just jump in see if I'm in a trade, just to distract him and let my trade play out.
And to get confirmation to hold, I hear.
Yeah, and that too. But we don't tell anybody that.
No, I think it's great to definitely be in there and bounce around ideas, especially when it's super slow. You know, it's nice to have eyes everywhere.
Yeah.
But when it's hot, like right at market open, it is kind of tough because, like let's say if we want to ask each other questions or something, it can be distracting.
Yeah.
Right at open or if we're in an open position. But definitely, I would say join on in if you, if you notice that things are kind of slow, and if you go in there, like I'd be more than happy to answer any questions or shoot, I'll even ask you questions. But
Thanks, man.
yeah,
And if T-Bone's in there, and he'll just send it by D-Walk.
Oh yeah, D-Walk. You guys see what happened with that one today?
No, I don't even know.
This one
I know
just.
T-Bone made some money off of it, so we've been giving him a hard time.
Yeah, D-Walk is a nice solid news event. I think Fun tanked with it.
Yeah, they normally move
Yep.
together. Oh yeah.
it
Yeah,
also
well.
helps too if we're all kind of trading like the same idea. Like Jizvan and I, we both trade 5-minute flags. So that that kind of helps too. We've also kind of been shorting very very similarly as well. And T-Bone, I think he also likes 5-minute flags, but he has like his own scalping method that I tried to learn from him last time, and he's been doing well on it. Right, T-Bone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to come in there and steal some short ideas from Trader Vic. He's been killing the shorts. And look at this guy. He's a machine with them.
Hell yeah, dude. And it's like, it's kind of like how you are like with options. Like it's your very first week. Like this is my second week shorting, and for whatever reason, it just like clicked.
Yeah.
You know?
It's fun to go short. It's a different feeling.
It is. It's a way different feeling, and then you get to like, since you're playing both sides, you get to like know and like realize like the mentality at different like levels, like where most longs would go long and where most bears would go short. So it definitely helps in that aspect. And I know like Mikey Underdog, he freaking like preaches that now. To understand both sides. So I feel like it definitely helps. Don't hate the bears. I used to be one that hated the bears and hated shorts and thinking they were attacking all their plays and they're the reason why we're not making money. But everyone in the market that's involved is the reason why it moves the way it does and why we can even make money in the first place.
Exactly. Great point. Exactly. And another great point to add to what you just said is it's good to be well-rounded. It's good to have that in your arsenal of all different ways to trade: long, short, straddle, call option, put option. It's all great to have.
Exactly. And I know one point that people really preach a lot right now, or like Furus and stuff, is like, get in, like master one setup and be able to trade that over and over and over. But I understand like right now, it's really, really hard to master a setup on small caps, especially like if you were trying to master a 5-minute flag, it's really difficult because a lot of these flags aren't giving us the same follow through. So that forced me to start learning how to short. And luckily, I've been logging for like almost 2 years now. So shorting was kind of just like, I guess, like that. It was just easy for me to learn because I was like, well, if I wouldn't buy here, then this is a place where I definitely sell. So that's just like I guess I'm just telling you guys that like I definitely understand that it is hard right now to go long on things or like just to stick with one like tool in your toolbox. Like you really need to like let it grow and try a bunch of
Definitely.
different strats with small size. Like just keep trying over and over and over and over and over.
Definitely. That's the key word. Keep trying.
And small size.
And small size. Yeah, you don't want to end up blowing up your account. Great point, guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's pretty cool that you went from the 5 minute flag straight to the shorting, and it worked out really well. I'm very, very happy to hear that.
I'm happy it did, man, because I was getting so discouraged. I was just like, dude, nothing is working.
Yeah.
But
They will heat up again, and when they do, it will be amazing.
I can't wait.
We're all ready
I better
for
be
it.
fucking hot. I'm gonna be fucking. I'm ready for it.
We all
Get
are.
hot at the right time.
This man's ready to scalp an amazing setup.
I'll kill the shit out of it.
Take it for 10 cents. It runs $2.
Yeah. He's like, oh, the idea was there. It was right. I got it.
It was a good scalp, right? Kill a lot. Bro, look, you just gotta man up and go, size up on the scalps.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah, you could. I know, like you could pull a warrior trading and 300,000 in one position, scalp it for 3 cents, and then crash the whole stock. That's cool too.
Hey, as long as I get my money.
Hey, you're not wrong, brother. You're not wrong.
No, I'm rest. But hell yeah. Alright, well I actually gotta get going. But it was definitely a fun review.
Yeah, definitely. I guess I'll call it here. One last call for any questions or anything, and if no one has anything, then I guess we'll call it here and meet up tomorrow for tomorrow's review.
Well, thank you guys very much.
Of course, Penny Pig, you're welcome. Alrighty, guys, enjoy your evening, and we will meet up tomorrow again for the review. Take care.